Good afternoon, everybody. How's things? Over here at the minute in a really dismal, cold, damp, soggy office. Well, it's not the office, it's all outside. But it's nice and warm and cosy inside. We've got the lights on and things are progressing. So we're having quite a good time. Book 4 is first print. Has been done, so I'm just checking through it. So I'm going to apologise right now if there are any spelling errors. As we well know, it's written from the heart, and it's all about do you follow it. So please don't panic if you find the odd spelling error in there. It's all good. All right, so today, tile number 90. Look, number 90. Did we think we'd get it? Oh, Sunny here, give over. But don't mind, it's sunny in our hearts, isn't it? And we're all warm and cosy together, so that's all fine, even if it is wet outside. Okay, so yeah, tile number 90. What do we do for this? I thought today we would go with a bit more of a structure. It's not always we do this, and I know some of you do like your grids, so I'm going to bring one of those in. So, okay, what do I have today? Now, I'm aware that I work on cream tiles, or have been for a little bit. I'm only doing that because I know that they come over better on the camera and you can see a little bit easier. But please don't think I've ignored my brights and my coloured tiles. I haven't. It's just that, I just wanted to make sure it was clear for you. So, yeah, I'll bring a couple of them in over the next few sessions and things. So what do we have today then? I've got my basics, my black pen, my pencil tortillon, some coloured pencils, and I've got this stencil here. I don't know if you've got this. It's this is one that I did as a giveaway with book 3 for Creating Craft. They've got some special event on or something. But if you haven't got this, please again don't panic. It's not the be all and end all. It's just that you're going to have to perhaps use a straight edge of your tile or something. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. So I'm coming straight in with a border here. So, I do apologise. It's because I can't see it. Well, that's okay. All right. The tile move. Oh, look. Comes to something, doesn't it? Here we go. There we are. Let's just finish that off. There we go. Worry about that later. It's not a problem. So there we go. Got my first board, and you can see it's quite wide there. It's about as wide as my pen. You don't have to do it like that, but it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to come in now and I'm going to do a smaller one. Let's have a look. I'm going to use this smaller one here, and I'm going to put it, when I say in the centre-ish, we know that it doesn't really matter. If it's not quite there, it's fine. So there we go. All right. So there we go. Border within a border. So this is going to be our centrepiece, and this is our sort of frame around. Oh, hey Viv. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. It'll still be here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just sort of like join that line to the edge there, just so I've got my grid. You see? And the same on this side. See, I'm just using the end of it now. Well, if you've got a straight edge, you can do that. Or if you want to do it by hand, which I usually do, that's fine. To be honest, I think if I'd have done it by hand, I'd have probably done a better job. But not to worry. Okay. You see what I'm doing? I'm just putting those squares there in the corner. Okay. Now, we do need this to be wide because we're going to do something in this, obviously. And it's important that we get that done. Okay, so see here, I've got quite a wide area. Now, if I was to split this in the middle, you'd see that I've got sort of rectangles either side, and I don't want to do that. I want to sort of have a square shape. So what I am going to do, let's just make a mark. I'm going to split it so I've got 3 in there, you see? So that will give me something that's a little bit squarer than doing it the other way. Okay, so I'm just going to match that down there, and then I'm going to match it down here. There we go, there, see, and there. Okay, so again, turning it And I'm going to do the same again now. Let's just sort of do a check of this. So one there, look, and one there. So they're sort of slightly more square than they are anything else. All right. So down there. Okay, and same with this one. And down that one. Okay. All right. So we've got our grid going around the outside, and we've got our frame here in the centre. So now, maybe we're ready for this. I think we'll go for the big one in the middle first. I think that might be a good idea. Now, if you're not sure of this, perhaps the best thing to do is to do this in pencil just to go with. But if you're a little bit more confident, then feel free, go for it straight in with a pen. Alrighty. Oh, Kathy, I know if it's rainy there, it's not so good here either, so never mind. Never mind. Okay, so I've sort of got my eyes on the centre bit now. I know it's within here. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to put like a little droplet shape. Now, the idea about this is that I want a gap here. So if I turn it round, and the same here, I'm going to put this. See another teardrop, but see I've got that gap at the top again. And then I'm going to turn it again. Same again, look. Leaving that gap at the top. Turning it round again. Lorraine, I know you like your grids. There we are. All right. Okay. Oh, hey, Kimmy, I've not spoken to you in a while. You all right? Okay. So here we go. I'm going to take this one here. You see, I've got this curve here. Let's follow that. There we go. And let's just join it up to this one here. Okay. Oh, I hope so, Sue. That would be nice. So if I turn it round, I'm going to do the same on this side. So again, just follow that curve. And I know you think, oh, why are we following the curve? Why don't I just go from point to point? It gives it a better curve shape, and that's what we're after. Okay? So now I'm going to do an aura. So I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to aura around that shape there. Okay? And then pick it up again, and aura all the way around. See, sometimes you might want to stop because you think, oh, I'm not so sure, but that's okay. Pick it up again, around there, and down into that one there. Okay? And there we go. And same with this side, so let's work on that aura all the way around. And following it through and back on itself there. Okay, so there we go. We've got that shape. So if I turn it now, so it's again easy to sort of deal with for me. I'm going to take this curve here. Remember this one we started with? But this time it's going to go underneath there and it's going to join to that one there. And then the same here from this one. It's going to meet and join under there. Okay? So if I turn it round, look, and do the same with this one. So again, from here, turn it to meet that one. And then here to that one. So you've got this lovely little sort of loop shape in the middle. Alright? So with that in mind, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring a tile in to do this, I think. I'm just going to add a little bit of weight to this line here. Okay, now that's just by adding heavier line, you see. Okay. I know, Kathy, yeah, we are full of hints and tips and tricks. If there's an easy way of doing something, trust me, we'll find it. There we are, okay. So, there we go. So I'm just going to add a little bit of weight there, you see. And the last one, I just think if we do this now for what's coming, the next bit, you sort of work around that. It's fine. Okay. All right. So let's have a look then at this little frame here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to again imagine that there's a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to add in a little droplet. And you might this time want to do it that way because you know what's coming. And then here, a little droplet and a little droplet. Okay? So then from one to the next, so I'm going to work here to this one and there to that one. Okay? And then round we go. See, that's why we left that little gap at the top, so we could get this in. Ooh, there you go. Let's try this way. Now this way, for me, it feels a little bit out of my comfort zone, so you might want to turn your tile as you do this, because you want to work it so it looks the same both sides-ish. Then again, join and join. Okay, see why we did the larger one first? Yeah, all right. Oh, Christy, I know Tib Shelf. Yeah, I lived at Tib Shelf for 18 years. It's only recent that we moved, the last couple of years. I used to live down in Kennelston Court at the bottom, opposite the school, down the bottom by Hardwick. Okay, so same again. I'm going to create this one here and this one here. All right, do an aura around. There we go. And around. I always remember in Kennelston Court, if it snowed, couldn't get out, it used to snow us in. It was quite a one for getting out of that estate. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at that then. All right. I'd say to Gillian, doesn't matter if you've got no sound, you can just watch, but she wouldn't hear me because she's got no sound. Oh, it's good. It's one of them days, trust me. I've had quite a few late nights this week, so yeah. John and Leslie are keeping me topped up with cups of tea. So it's all good. We're getting there. Light at the end of the tunnel today. So there we are. You see, so you can actually, if you want to, you can do all your little teardrops first, or you can do them one at a time, whatever works for you. You see, it's still about putting that curve in there, isn't it? And although they're all going to be a little bit different, we know that that's fine because we are all different. So everything we draw is going to be, there we go, same this side. See, by the time you get around this grid, you're going to be brilliant at these. Absolutely brilliant. You're going to be able to do them in your sleep. You are. So imagine actually doing them not just with 4 teardrops. Oh, hi Tammy. How's Canada? Is it snowing there? But what if you did it with 8 teardrops? Now, that's a bit of a challenge for a Friday, isn't it? Yeah, bring it on. There we are, there to there. And into those there. You see, we've got a lovely little pattern going on, all the way down. And now, okay, so we can continue. See, I've turned my tile because it's the same pattern and you've got these teardrops on all sides. You don't have to think about going around the corners and how you're going to work that. So let's pick up the pace with this just to get this in, because obviously there's more to do yet. There we are. See, that's quite nice in its own, isn't it? So imagine doing this, say, with not just with 4 but with 8. Yeah, that's a bit of a brain teaser. I'll leave that one with you. Okay. There we are. And again. Here we go. Just adding in those little droplets. These are used for quite a lot of things, aren't they? If you imagine. You think that we've used them for foliage, we've used them in flower petals, and all sorts of things. So now, here they are taking, you know, centre stage almost. Because without those teardrops, we don't get this shape. There we go. Follow that round. And again, I know you're going to want to take your time doing this. So I don't think you've got to keep up with me. I've just got to work within the time, so I've just picked the pace up a little bit. Plus, by the time you've done a few of these, you'll know what you're doing. There we go. So if I turn it again, so let's just join there, and that one. So imagine you a little bit more time, I suppose, if you did each one of these centerpieces as a little gem. Oh, Elizabeth, hello. Glad you could join us. We're a nice bunch, even if I say so. Very supportive group, I've found. A lot of helpful people. So, there we go. Back around. I like doing this one actually. I like this kind of swirl. Although we're in a grid, it's what we do in the grid, isn't it? This is just getting you used to going around those curves. See, that one's a little bit tiny, but we've got this. Now, of course, if you're using a coloured tile or a black one, and you're perhaps using a white gel pen or a silver, you might find as you've got to leave a little bit more at the top of each of those teardrops because, as you know, the gel pen is a little bit wider than the black pen. So just be aware of that, because otherwise you're going to run out of space at that top end. There we are. See, I'm still following, even though I'm picking the pace up a bit, I'm still following those curves. So don't think, you know, cutting corners in that sense is going to make it any better. Try and stick with it if you can and get those curves in. So there we go. See, just working my way round and into there. Okay, see, almost done with this particular pattern. There we go. Just adding those little bits in. Let's have a look at that. Oh, all right. Not looking too bad. So far, so good. Okay, are we ready for this next bit then? Oh, deep breath. Okay. We're going to go back to the larger piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the corner. I'm going to sort of create this bit of a triangle shape. So I'm going to sort of curve it from one side to the other, up to the corner. So if I was to turn it round and then do the same, you're getting that sort of point. Okay, same here. So if we curve that one, now it depends how you want to do this. You can keep turning it as you go. See, I find that that works so much better. You get a nice curve. And then same here. And same here. Okay. All right. Oh, Denise, usually that would be a hint for John to sort of, when somebody says we're having a sip of tea. So again, let's just split that. Okay. So, bit of an aura now. I'm going to come in here. Going to go into there, down there, and into there, and down there. Okay. Alright, same here then. This way, and then down here. Now, of course, if you wanted to keep the centrepiece of this quite plain, you could turn it into a gem. That's absolutely fine. It's one of them things. But for this one, it's nice. I think I'm going with the auras today. So there we go in that one. and then up here and into there. Okay. Oh, maybe so, Deb. I have to give you a little bit of a challenge, don't I? It's one of those little things that, you know, you have to try now and again. Okay, so I'm coming in then, and I'm just doing another aura in this section here. You see, so anywhere now I've got space, I'm going to come in and I'm going to join it. You see? So same here. So let's aura in that space. And the same this one. You see, this time I've not used my straight edges for my lines because it's slightly smaller. You don't need to, I don't think. Okay, into this one. And round there. And then this one. And into there. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing going on. Alright, so working in these gaps that we've just made, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill with bubbles. Now, you want to be making them all different sizes because we don't want it to be, you know, a bit the same. Alright, and see where we've got those little gaps, I'm just going to come in and just fill them in with ink. So if you can't get a bubble in there, then fill it with ink. There we go. So it adds a bit of drama to it, just adding that little bit of blackness there. So same again here. Just working in those bubbles. Okay. Again, just as far down as we can go. They do, Janet, don't they? And I think sometimes it's nice to sort of see the basics, and you can leave it completely if that's what you want to do, but it's nice to sort of take it to that extra degree, isn't it? And I think we sometimes worry a bit about adding it because if it's too much, you think, oh, I don't want to spoil it. But I suppose doing it this way and seeing how it grows, you can then make the decision as to how far you want to go with it, really. It's a nice way to do it, isn't it? So, choice is yours. So you can, leave it and add some colour. Or you could even, we've done a few little silhouette pictures in the centre of some of the pieces. Oh, I didn't aura that one, did I? Oh, that's alright. Let's aura this one. That's it. I'm too busy talking. There we are. So let's go in. See, I can put that aura in. There you go. I might come back and do something with that later. There we are. Looks a bit different, doesn't it? There we are. See, I got all carried away. I got all excited about drawing all those bubbles. And I forgot to aura all those pieces. That's okay though. There we are. See, a bit of ink there. And let's do this one. So, all different sizes. Just, you want them touching if you can. Just makes for a nice sort of shape there. Okay. And just keeping it going. There we go. And again, any of those little gaps fill with that ink. There we go. And last one. There we are. You see, I'm trying to not look at what I've done before. I'm just focusing on this one shape. So it's only this one that matters. I'm not thinking about the others. Just taking it easy. There we go. sometimes really enjoy just filling those little bits in. It really makes a difference, doesn't it? Let's have a look at it. Okay. All right, so yeah, we can see there's that little bit there, but that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that at all. It's just one of those things. It's fine. What we'll do though is I'm going to take this aura that I've done here, this line, I'm just going to add some weight to this line here and to this line here. I'm turning it round, this one here and this one here. Turn it round. So if you decided that you want to do this on the other side, that's fine. Just remember that you've got to keep it on the other side on all of them. Don't swap sides. Okay. So while we're sort of doing thicker bits, let's again see, because I've gone on the left hand side with these, I'm going to go on the left hand side with this one as well. Just that bit there, look. And turn it round. And this bit there. Turn it round. And this bit there. And turn it round. And that bit there. Okay, ideal opportunity, isn't it, to straighten up some of your lines if you need to. Alright, oh God, yes. Can you hear it? Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Oh, Bernadette, do I sleep at night? This week, not much, I must admit. As we know, I do work to dates with Create and Craft because obviously, you know, planning things and designing things, and they've moved my shows forward. So that was a little bit of an OMG moment. So there's a couple of things that needed dealing with. So of course everything's been moved by 2 days, but that's okay. So yeah, but I think when I do sleep, I just go and I crash. And yeah, I do wake up at night and I have ideas, and I have to sort of write them down, or do a quick sketch. However, I mean, trust me, some of my sketches are pretty rough. But you know, once I've done that, I feel that I can actually sort of chill out and relax. This morning I sort of finalised the book cover yesterday, and I came in this morning and the first thing I had to do was switch on and go and make an alteration because I'd had an idea at God knows a stupid time this morning. But yeah, I enjoy it though, you know, and I certainly do now. I feel like it is a responsibility, you know, to get it right, to make sure that if I've said it's going to be out or I'm going to do something, then I do it. So, you know, I feel that certainly sometimes you think, yeah, it would be nice to have a day off maybe, but, you know, then I think somebody out there that's watching these videos that hasn't spoken to anybody or hasn't seen anybody for days, and they're sitting there waiting for this video to start, and if I suddenly said, do you know what, I'm going to have a day off today just because I didn't get 3 hours sleep last night, it's not fair, you know. So I do it, but that's fine. It's my decision, it's my choice. Okay. Oh, Barbara, do you know what? It's a good. I mean, I always said this. I do love the books, and it's because it's not just me. It's because, you know, you out there are all following these videos, and you love what we're doing. And I think the books, it's not just an instruction book, is it? It's like a record. It's our manual for the year. And when you look back and you think, do you know what? Look what we did in 2020. And it's like, gosh. Oh, thank you, Pat. I do try, you know. I really work hard to get it done. But it's just me saying. Anyway, you can see that I'm auraing around these shapes. I know I've just sort of done it. I've not told you, but that's what I'm doing. Yeah, just getting on with it. Cup of tea's arrived, courtesy of Leslie. What would I do without Leslie? There we go. She's busy running the machines. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. No, I do feel sometimes if I do need that kick. I don't know if any of you are aware that I did have a sister and she passed away back in 2010 actually. But we'd made each other a promise that we were going to change our jobs and find something that we both enjoyed doing. So she sort of made plans and she was going to go back to university and she'd got her place and it was all ready to go. But sadly she never made it. And my promise was that I was going to do something, you know, with my artwork or something. And a couple of years had passed and I suddenly had this almighty sort of prod, you could say. It was like, you know, oh, you made a promise. You know, you said you were going to do something. So, you know, it took a couple of years and I fulfilled my promise. I said I was going to do something and that's what I'm doing. So if you see my logo, you notice it's the clock with wings. And the clock is all to do with time. We never think we've got enough, and you know, someday never happens. Well, for me, someday did because I did something about it. But the wings, of course, are my sister Julie, and she's the one that if I have moments, and you know, I've got fantastic support, but you know, if you need that little prayer now and again, you think, please just give me an extra hour or let the computer work a bit quicker, and she's the one I talk to. But yeah, I'm carrying the wish and the dreams for both of us, so that keeps me going. I think she'd have been proud, she would. She used to love quilling and she used to love making cards, but she'd always pick the best glitter papers, you know, before I got there. Oh, yeah, you're on. Yeah, she is. If anybody caught Marie's session, she did a colouring session yesterday. She'll be doing another Monday. But this is our last one before the shows, I think, isn't it? Because the shows are now 15th and 16th. So I've got I've got 3 shows on the 15th, which is some new products, and then the 16th is the new book. So yeah, because it's the anniversary, like two years since I've been at Create and Craft. I think they've even ordered balloons. Woohoo! There we are. Okay, so we've got this lovely little aura going around, so you can see where the pattern's forming now. So if we come in a little bit, how Barbara is, you know, because they never really leave us, do they? They just wander off elsewhere. But yeah, she'd be proud. Okay, so you can see here, I'm coming back in and I'm just adding in some of those bubbles. It's quite a labour of love, this one, but because it's a grid, it depends on how big your grid is. Oh, Christine, I'm sure it'll pick up, be fine. You know, it's should be fine. We're supporting her, so okay. And working my way around. This almost now, it's going to look as though there are maybe, I don't know, bubbles in the background, so it's giving that sense of depth again, just to pick it up. I mean, if you wanted to, you could just colour these in. You don't have to go in with all of these bubbles, but we like bubbles. It's quite a nice one to sort of lose yourself in a little bit. See, it's a good one to do. All right. So again, keep them different sizes and just sort of fill it with that bit of Oh, fine. I don't know if I should tell you what's coming. It's been in the planning for a long time, this one has, because obviously with it being a 2-year anniversary, so you've got a couple of different things. I mean, what I am bringing, you know, we talk about using stencils and having the basics. I am bringing a set of like basic stencils that you can use for all the tiles that we do. So the Zen buttons, patchwork shapes and geometric shapes, that kind of thing, that all fit on the tiles. Oh, I know, Chris, that's lovely. Yeah, something else, I don't know, I might make you wait and see what's on the 15th. Because you know what's coming on the 16th, I've got to have some surprises. So, I think what we bring is lovely, but you'll see that soon enough. Let's just focus on our bubbles. Okay. I'm going to do a few giveaways as well, so there's going to be some nice bits and pieces. I'm always conscious, you know, when we do a giveaway, that I don't always want to give away stuff that you've got. So going to be a couple of things there that you might not expect. Yes, all these surprises, look, it's because it's Christmas. There we are. Well, we have got the tree up. And, Benji has been there for a bit of an explore, just to see what's going on. Although it was funny the other night, one of the baubles moved and he didn't expect it to. And yeah, he's a pretty quick mover. That was funny. Well, even funnier, last night he got one of his little chews that he, so little chews, and it sort of stuck to his fur. And as he got up, he didn't expect it to follow him. It frightened him to death. It was so funny. And then when he turned to look what it was, he couldn't see it because it was still attached to his fur. It did make me laugh. Oh, it was funny. I think he needs a bit of a brushing, actually. He's getting to that point. Yeah. He still chases his tail. He's not sure if it belongs to him. This time last year, it was a little bit like like a wiry stick, I suppose. I mean, now it's a lovely, fluffy thing that follows him. It's great. Oh dear, they are funny. Okay, how's this looking so far? Are we getting this? Oh, Caroline is. I mean, I must say, I do have 2 dogs, and you think, oh, you only ever talk about Benji. I love Seth truly with all my heart, but he's really getting on now, and he hates having his photo taken, and he just wants to be left alone to sleep, unless there's food around. And then he'll get up and have the odd wander now and again. But they're lovely, little babies. Okay. So it's taking on quite a different sort of feel now, because we're removing some of that whiteness by having these sort of filled in black sections. It's making a bit of a difference. It's looking, if you think a little bit, I don't know, maybe stained glass. So maybe in terms of colour, it might be watercolours that would look better with this rather than coloured pencils. You could really go to town with it and add some nice effects to it. But we'll see when we get there what we're going to do with it. I know, Sheila, do you know what you need to do it sometimes, and you can't just ignore your responsibilities with your little furry friends. It doesn't take much, to be honest. And I think the hardest thing is keeping hold of him while you do it, because he's not up for it at all. Alright, oh, let's have a look at this then. Whoa, look at that. Look at the difference that makes. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, so normally we'd sort of come in now and we'd add in some shading and things, but I think before we do that, I'm going to do it the other way round, and I'm going to add the colour in first, and then I'm going to come in with just a regular pencil and add a bit of shade. So, okay, where are we going to go with this? I'm going to come in with just a red to start with, and let's bring in a little bit of blue as well. So I've got a dark blue and a red. So here we go. If I add in a touch of red, just in that bottom edge. There you go. See, it's sort of, I'm feeling, so I was really pressed on at that bottom edge there. Let's do the same here. Again, see, you'd get a softer feel if you use watercolours, but it's whatever you want to use, it's fine. Okay. Now, if you remember when we aura'd inside as well, so just to give it that impression that it's going underneath. Let's add some of that, and then let's bring that blue in. You see, I'm going to add a little bit more down that edge. See? A little bit more down that edge. And the same here, a little bit more down that edge. Just to sort of give it a bit more shadow. And then come back in with the red. Same here. Okay, see, you could go on for quite a bit with this, but it's not all about just the colouring today, it's about shading and things as well. So we've got that going on. Oh, you too, Bob. It does, doesn't it? It really does change. I think I'm going to bring the red in here too. Just on those. And again, I'm not going to put too much in with this today because I do want to come back in and add in some of the regular pencil. So you see here where I've not pressed on so much, if I actually come in with my white and just, it's almost like it burnishes it, just to give it that full blown sort of finished appearance. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to stick with the red, and I'm just going to come in and add a touch in those centres. This is where you need a nice sharp pencil. Okay. There we go. Around. Just adding that bit of red in. Now again, you know, you don't rush this, just take your time. I'll just say I'm working to a time limit, so I've got to sort of check this at times. There we go. Look, see, you've got those reds. So then I'm going to bring in a bit of blue on its own. So there's that dark blue again. And let's just have, oh, maybe not, because that needs sharpening. We'll use a dark green. I'm just going to bring in that dark green there, look. So let's do those ones. Oh, thank you, Nadia. You've done some pretty nice work. I think I picked up an email or two from you. Yeah. It might have just made it in the book. I've just squeezed a few aside just to get you in. Some fabulous pieces, absolutely. It's lovely to see that so many of you have sent pictures in. It's lovely. There we go. Okay, and then here. All right, and then a bit of yellow. Yeah, it's a bit different, this, isn't it? Again, you're never quite sure what it's going to look like until you've done it. See, just that touch of yellow there. There we go. And of course, you're doing this with pens, it would look quite a lot brighter. But, you know, you could do it all one colour if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be, you know, all different colours. It's entirely up to you. So the only thing it's missing now, we've gone red, yellow, green, needs a bit of blue. So I'm going to bring in the lighter blue. Just the lighter blue. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add just a little bit. See, let's go a bit larger so you can see that. You see, just a little bit. And then with that white, I'm just going to, again, just sort of burnish it off. Okay, so just in that bottom, I don't want to colour it all. But again, the white, just going to help sort of burnish it off a bit, you see? Same again. And again. So if you want to do all your blue first. Come in and do all your blue first. And then just burnish it off, that white. Okay. Let's have a look at where we're at with that. Alright, so I think just a little bit of blue. Now I'm not going to do every single one of these. I'm just going to do a little bit around these sections here. So it's almost like just the bottom sections around the frame. It's almost like that blue is working its way through. Okay, so just on those bits. But again, if you want to do it with all, it's your version. I'm just giving you one possible outcome, just so you can see where we're going with it. There we go. Who'd have thought we'd have got to tile 90? Oh no. Did I miss one? Okay, I'll go back in a minute. Easy done, let's have a look. Done that. Ah yes, there we go. That's it. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, a good point, burnish. Burnish, it's almost like if I was to, actually let me do it on the back. If I was to sort of do this, you can see because it's got a bit of a grain, a bit of a pattern to it. If I was to press on, you see how it's now really, really sort of flat and smooth, but I don't want to necessarily press on all the way down here. I might want to sort of ease it off a bit. So white, although you're working white on white, you can't see it. So what they tend to do with them is they act as like, when I say burnish, it's almost like it sort of gives it a little bit of a sheen, but it helps to blend and almost polish and turn it from one colour that's a little bit sort of grainy into a shiny, finished blend. I know that's a little bit rough, that gives you the idea, but you can see now that that actually would, see, it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, if that sort of helps. Denise, they're not pastels. Now, they are the same colours as the pastels from the Brunswick range that I bring, but these are the actual coloured pencils. But by all means, you can use pastels, go for it. Oh, see that one? That one's not going to be any good anymore, so I've just dropped it on the floor. Well, that's fine. Deep breath, it's all good. Oh, I know. There you go. Okay, so now I'm just coming in with my regular pencil. Yeah, you could, Julie. You could use oil. You could use a bit of baby oil. The reason why I've not gone in with anything particular is because I didn't want it to affect this pencil. And that's sort of the whole thing about it is we would shade first and then add the colour. But I wanted to do it a little bit different today. Okay, so you see I'm not being shy now with the pencil here. I'm really going for it. And what I'd also like to do is, let's just come in the centre. See where you've got these lines going underneath? Let's just add a bit of pencil there too. You see how that's going under, so you've got bits there. The same here. And there. And then a bit there too. See, that's going underneath. Both sides. And then here, just on those edges. Yeah, Chris. It depends on how hard you press with them, because they're quite soft. They're quite nice to use. Okay, tortillon. Just ever so gently. I don't want to sort of take this right into the centre, because I want that highlight there. Alright, same with these. Just gently work it up the shape, but not too far up, because we want to keep that whiteness. Same there. All the way around. Okay. There we go. Just little bits. Okay, so let's have a look. So I think we do need a little bit. Bring a little bit here and here. Let's just blend that in. Just a tad. There we go. And of course, let's just straight across with this one. Just going to pull it out a little bit, not much. And this side as well. You see, if you're working on quite a straight piece, it's nice to go across. It keeps that straightness. And if you're working on certain papers as well, you might have to swirl a little bit to start with, but it keeps it there. Okay, so I'm also going to bring my pencil and I'm just going to add a little bit to each of those lines that we started off with originally. Let's do that side as well. Turning it round, same there. Okay, there we go. All right, okay, let's have an enlargement of that. Oh, yeah, Chris, I know. Yeah, so, you know, the blue, actually, that didn't really have much of a, yeah, I think I've dropped that before. Oops. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? I'm just sort of working in, there you go, in slow or small zigzag shapes. You see, just think like satin stitch on a sewing machine, as really close together, and I'm just going up and down just to soften, but I'm softening on both ends. Let's turn that round, and there. There we are. Just up and down. See, not too much. Just giving it a little bit of shadow. It makes it look like there's a bit of a space in between each one, but not so much that it's losing all its colour. Okay, now you see that? Look at that. We're going to sort that out in a minute. No, I know, Chris, yeah. No mistakes. It's all added to the mix. Certainly has today, hasn't it? I know I did that little bit in the middle early, but that's fine. Okay, let's have a look at that. All right, almost done. I think what we're going to do, I'm just going to go in those spaces again, just with my pen, and just bring back the centre line there, just to redefine it. Okay. Again, I know I did this originally with a straight edge, but I'm just going in and adding it in. Just taking my time. So, you know, if it goes off a bit, you've got all that graphite in there, so it'll be fine. But we just want to redefine that line. There we go. Okay, almost done. Do you know, Chris, I do love that stamp. It says no mistakes. We could use it ever such a lot. Okay. And you see, I'm not going as heavy this time with the outside. I'm just adding a touch of it there. There we go. This would look nice, wouldn't it, on, you know, the shrink plastic. Draw it first and shrink it. That would work quite nice, because it really tightened the design up, and you'd still get it there, certainly with that centrepiece. again. Just easing it off. Okay, and again. So imagine doing it with different colours. Imagine, you know, doing it with a really sort of strong red in the middle. I know we've used a red, but really, sorry. And I know, Lindsay, it's really pretty, isn't it? And I like how this really stands out. I mean, I suppose actually coming back in with my blue. See, adding a little bit of blue on that side as well. Let's have a look at that. See, sometimes it's not until you look at it that you really, you know, see how it's going, because I've got quite a bit of white pencil on there. That's sort of blending itself. So look at that. There we go. That makes a difference, doesn't it? And if I'd got my dark blue, I'd come in with the dark blue and those bottom bits. Oh, shrink plastic, Sheena. You'd have to use alcohol markers. Sharpies work well. You can use the Sakura, but you need to wait until it's dry. So leave it overnight, because if you're not careful, it'll smudge a little bit. There we go. See, so I'm using my dark green instead of my blue, because it's on the floor somewhere. There we go. And even, you know, let's add a little bit of green in there. See, I'm faffing now. There we go. That makes a difference. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. Okay, so looking at that I would say is done. Now, it's a bit of a challenge, as I say. You could actually do this pattern. You could add in an extra loop, you know, bit of a hint there, and then take each one to each bit. That's a bit of a challenge for the weekend if you want to try it. Or do this, try it in different colours. You could even cut these sections out and have some sort of mirrored gold paper underneath or something. That would be quite nice. But no, again, you know, shrink it down on a bit of plastic, make a bit of jewellery. That'd look lovely, wouldn't it? So lots of, key rings, lots of things you can do with this one. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I know, you know, a lot of you do like your grids, and I don't always do grids, but it's nice to sort of throw one in every now and again, isn't it? So, okay, all being well then. The weekend, we're all busy, we're all doing our own thing. I might put a picture on the book, see how we go, and a little bit of a hint about what's going to happen. But next week, it's going to be a busy one. If there are any changes to any of my times, I will let you know in good time. But I won't not do one, so bear with me with that. And as we all know, Marie's back with us. She'll be on her page on Monday if you want to do some colouring with her. But the last thing to do with this is a bit of a signature. Say to everybody, you know, go and get yourself a nice cup of tea, have a look back at this, give it a go, and let me see what you do. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. So have a good one, everybody. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.